Howdy! How's all my friends out in YouTube land today on the first day of January 2018? We'll give everybody a few minutes to get in here before I get started on a project. I see there's a few that have checked into the chat room. I don't know if they're still with me or not, but Interp66 was in there, Rocky Wolf, Zombie Slayer Hunter, and Blogger Indicut. Kimmy's Simple and Not So Always Easy Life was in there. So hope you're all with me. Hope we get a few more strolling in here. I'll try to keep up with it and shout out to y'all as I see you in the chat room. Yeah, Kimmy's still with me. Walker Outdoors is in there. He's stopping by to show support and smash the like button. Smash it. Smash it. Oh, Cheshire Cat 1956 is in the house. Mr. V, Crafton Bev, Rocky and Derek Show, Susan Zielinski. Yeah, Eric Hebert in the house. Sandra's Beaded Path in the house. Glad to see y'all dropping by. You made it into the new year. I've still got a little bit of this bronchial thing going on, so I don't know. Hopefully my voice will stay with me. A couple days ago, my voice was gone completely, but it seems to be coming back now. Just in time prepping is in the house. Yeah, there for a couple of days. I thought I was going to have to get better to die, but at least today I felt like I could die, so I guess I'm improving. Kelly Grabo's in the house. Oh, and the alert just came up on my page, my notification that my show's live, so I guess everybody should be getting it now. Sandra's Beaded Path in the house. Well, Eric, you know, we've all got stuff going on, you know, it's a busy time of year. So I understand, can't make it to everything. But I'm glad to have everybody with me that's out there now. I hope everybody came to terms with everything that happened to them in 2017 and you're ready to clean the slate and move on into 2018. That's what I'm doing here. Had some unfortunate things come across in the last 2 weeks of 2017, but I think that I got it swept under the rug or out the door or cleaned house with it or whatever you want to call it. I think it's gone now. We can hope anyway. And we'll put the unpleasantness behind us and move on to bigger and better and greater things for 2018. Happy New Year, Rocky and Derek Show. They say Happy New Year to everybody. Yep, starting fresh. That's what we got to do. And how was my night of bringing in the new year? Well, it was pretty relaxed. I was slathered from head to toe in Vicks Vapor Rub. There ain't nothing on the planet that wanted to be close to me. But sometimes I guess that's what you got to do. I hadn't been sick in over 7 years, so I guess, you know, I've made up for lost time. Wow, you know, that's what happens when you get run down and you let circumstances beat you into the ground, take all your energy away from you. Yes, very cold. Yep, -8 degrees. Oh my goodness, 4 people froze to death. Wow, that's sad to hear. Everybody needs to stay in where it's warm. Our temperatures here in Indiana, wind chill was supposed to have hit like -20 or -25 or something today. It has been horribly cold here. You couldn't get me out of this house with a stick of dynamite even if I'd been well. So, you know, I guess if you got to be sick, at least be sick when you have to stay in. In a few days, I'm going to need to venture out of here and lay in some victuals and things, but hopefully I'll feel a little bit better by then. This will be, I think, day 11 or 12 of whatever it is. I've lost track of time. So it should be running its course here very shortly. 20 degrees in North Carolina. That's pretty cold for North Carolina. I mean, you know, if it was 20 degrees here right now, we'd think it was a heat wave. 30 in South Carolina. Man, oh man. Yeah, you usually don't see these kind of temperatures until mid-January. I know the first year that my husband and I were together, I tried to throw him a surprise birthday party, and his birthday was 20th of January. And it was a surprise, all right, to everybody because the temperature went to 17 below zero, and that didn't include the wind chill. And nobody's cars would start, and we did have a handful of people that showed up, but I mean, they were there very shortly because they was afraid their cars wouldn't start. So, you know, they was kind of in and out. So everybody ended up being surprised by that. But usually it's mid-January to late January before the temperatures get this cold. So hopefully we're having our cold spell right now, and it'll get over that real quick. Ganja Hawk's in the house. Ganja, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ganja Hawk. Glad you stopped by. As your muse in the house. 37 in Florida. Man, that's going to freeze the oranges. Wow. Chester Cat is in there. I think I said hi to you a few minutes ago, just trying to make sure I don't miss nobody here, because I'm bound to as time goes on. I'm going to be doing a project here. So I think I've covered everybody in the house. Everybody stay warm. Just stay warm. That's the important thing right now. Stay warm. Keep your pipes from freezing. If everybody should know this. This should be common sense, but sometimes there's people that don't think about this. If you have super low temperatures, 0 and below, you need to leave a little trickle of water going, just a little trickle in your faucets. It keeps your pipes from freezing up. Open the doors underneath the sink so that the air can get in there to the pipes, bathroom sinks and the kitchen sinks. It'll keep your pipes from freezing up in this sub-zero weather. So, you know, don't let your pipes freeze and break, because that will be a big mess for you and a big expense as well. So try to protect as much stuff as you can, and bring your pets in. Don't be silly and leave your pets out in the cold. If it's used to being an outdoor pet, it's going to be used to being an indoor pet real quick, because you can't leave your pets out. They freeze. The pads of their feet freeze, and it's dangerous for your pets to be out in this kind of weather. So just so you know, got to take care of the critters. We were put here to be stewards for them. Yeah, I was looking there. Walker Outdoors said we always left the hot water because it would freeze faster. Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch them pipes. You don't want that stuff freezing up. That can be hazardous. But I'm going to get started here. First, I'm going to talk about a couple little projects that I did this week, and I did some videos on them. Hopefully, you've seen those videos. But I did this tin, the top of it, where I engraved it, and then I painted it. And now I put the final coat on it. And that's how the little tin turned out there. And then today I did a video on this tile that I painted up, and I engraved that. I started out trying to burn it, but the wood burner would not go through the glaze, so I ended up having to take the engraver to it. But it's all good and dry now, and it's ready for me to put the top coat on it. And unfortunately, the camera does not do this justice to show this what this PBO paint does, but it makes little cells in the paint, little tiny round cells. And you know, if you could see really how it looks pretty, but you don't see the true beauty of it. But I'm really proud of that. That came out really well. So there's a couple projects that I worked on this past week. Today, I'm going to be working on mixed media, and I'm going to do a steampunk style mixed media. This is canvas paper that I got here, and you can get this from any art store. Or there's a number of places online that you can get it. This happens to be 12 by 12, but you can get it in different sizes. And I'm going to do it steampunk style. And in case you're not familiar with what steampunk is, I kind of make a synopsis of it. Steampunk is a subgenre of the science fiction or science fantasy that was made to incorporate technology and the aesthetic designs inspired by 19th century industrial steam-powered machinery. And you'll understand it a little more as I move on with this and show you how this project goes together. But there's a lot of gears and things like that involved in steampunk. And so I dug out a stencil here that I thought would go really well with this. And it's one that's got gears all over it. And I made a couple marks on this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to see my marks on it or not now. Yes, I do see them. I made a mark there, and I made a mark down in here someplace. Let me see. Here's a picture that I'm going to incorporate into this. So my other mark should be down in this vicinity someplace on it. Yeah, right there. I see it. Okay, so I know where my marks are. Now, I'm going to go around the edges of this with some modeling paste. I'm going to color the modeling paste, and then I'm going to go around the rest of the edges of it by moving the stencil. But first, we got to mix up the modeling paste here. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I've got this little wood round, this little scrap, and take my modeling paste. This is Liquitex modeling paste. And again, wherever you get your craft supplies, you can get this Liquitex modeling paste. Probably have it on Amazon and Michael's, and I'd rather have a little too much than not enough, so we're going to put us a nice big dollop of it on there. And then I want to color this. And I've got some pigments. This is pigment powder. I'm going to try this because I've not tried it in modeling paste before. And I want to see if the pigment powder will color this enough to satisfy me for what I want to do. It does real well in paint, so I would think that it'll probably do real well in this. I'll put several colors of it out here in case I need to mix up some more little batches to you just keep mixing that in, and it colors your modeling paste. You could add paint or whatever you want to add to it, but I like the pigment, thinking that it might give it a little different tone than what paint will give it. That's coming out about the color that I was wanting. So kind of got a, I don't know, a pinkishy orangey tone to it. And you'll see why I wanted that color to it here in a little bit. Don't want any streaks in it, so we keep mixing it up. There'll be a whole lot of different components added to this because it's called mixed media for a reason. Anybody that's not familiar with mixed media work will understand by the time I'm done here. I'll take a little look here at the, say, Azure Muse wants to know, have I ever used a wood burner on paper or canvas? I have not done any videos with it. You can do that. You need to use very low temperature or you will set the paper on fire. So, it depends on what you're trying to burn. Intricate designs don't work real well because, you burn right straight through it. On bigger things, it works out pretty well. And let's say Rocky wanted me to bring something closer, and I don't know what you was wanting to see closer. Type it in there again, Rocky. I'll try to pay attention this time. Pam Taylor's in the house. And Crafting Bev's in the house. Yeah, everybody sub up, sub down, sub to each other. That's, being friendly and getting to know each other. Make friends here. And say hey to the AKAR Life in the house. Patty Peniel is in the house. Good to see you in there. Reading down through this. Noble Vigilance in the house. Mary Brewer's in the house. I don't see any other questions right now. I was looking to see what he wanted me to put closer to the camera. But now we kind of got this centered up here where we want it, and we're just going to put a fine coat of that there on the stencil. And try to hit a happy medium here. Either have not enough or too much. And it's just going to add a little color and a little texture. Try to get that so it stops sliding around. There we go. Everybody just talk amongst yourselves there. Crafty Joy's in the house. It's hard to craft and keep an eye on what's going on in the chat room all at the same time. Yeah. Get around the edges of those gears. Now this modeling paste will wash off the stencil, so it can be reused for other projects. Doesn't take too terribly long to put it down there. It puts a little texture and adds design to the canvas. That's what this is about. And since I've already colored it, I don't have to worry about painting it. I don't have to worry about getting too much there in the middle because I'm going to be putting that picture over the top of that. And it doesn't, I'm not really worried about whether or not it shows a whole lot of design. I want just enough. See, that's a good amount of design right there. And now I want to get a little closer on these edges down here. So you're probably not going to see this because my desk is just so big and my camera only covers so much. But you get to see it more as I get into this. But I'm doing the same thing around the edge that I just did there in the middle where I put the modeling paste down and then wipe it right over the canvas. I'm not worried about going clear to the edge because it's probably going to be matted in the frame. turn this so you see it. See, that's the part right up there that I just did. And where it kind of streaks up, that's not going to be a problem because we're going to be putting a lot of stuff on this canvas. A lot of that is going to be covered up. And that right there is looking just pretty doggone good to me. Now I'll put this down over here where it's not going to get modeling paste all over everything while I work on this a little bit more. All right, now we got that part of it done. I'll put my knife down over there, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to incorporate onto this before I put the picture down in the center of it. And in case you want to see a little bit more on that picture, there's what the picture is. That is a steampunk picture. You see all the gears on that fish, and you know, it's like a ship, but it's a fish, and got submarine kind of thing there going on top of it with a little feller in there. It's got an anchor there at the bottom of it. That's a steampunk picture right there, and that's the picture that I'm going to incorporate into this. Now we want to add a bunch of stuff to it, and I've got some paper here that's like old ad type paper. It's scrapbook paper, and I'm going to want to distress the edges of that. And when I say distress, if you're not familiar with that term, what we do is we rough it up. And I don't like this edge right here because this is the factory edge, so we're just going to peel all that factory edge off of it there. We don't want it looking real sharp. We want to rough that up some. And then I'm going to take the scissors, sharp edge of the scissors, and I'm just going to rough that up, really make it look like it's torn. If it tears a little bit, that's fine. That just adds to the beauty of it. I'll do a couple more pieces of it like that. See, it's got a factory edge here, so we'll just peel right down the edge of that. Susan loves the fish. Isn't that fish cool? I thought that would be gorgeous on this piece. Well, Vector, yes, for this particular piece, yes, I am. Now, I don't always do that. Sometimes I put my own stuff on there, but I like that picture. But I don't want to just, you know, take somebody's picture and then just put it in a frame. You know, it needs to have some of my own style along with it. I'm going to dress it up, give it some character. And I think we'll do one more. Let's see. Give me a small piece here. And I'll rip up the edge of that. Really make it look old and tattered. Then I'm going to take some alcohol ink in black, and I've got a little sponge brush here. I'm just going to hit the edges of that, just around the edges. Streak it up a little bit, because the edges of that tend to be really, really white, and I don't want them to be really white. I want it to look old. Like maybe it's been through a fire or disaster of some kind. Paint splattered on it. Needs to look like it's been through the war. All right, now I got it splattered all over the desk here. And let me clean that up. Piece of paper towel, take care of that in short order. Okay, now we got these pieces. And we'll bring this back over here. And I want this to go right here in the center, like so. And these need to go right under the edges. Whenever you're doing any kind of artwork, it's generally best to kind of do things in threes, 5, 7s. Maybe this one up here toward the top of it there. This one maybe down some. About in there. Looks good to me. Now we're going to set that with tacky glue. So get my tacky glue going here. Put a little of that out here on the desk. And get me a brush going. And hit the back of that with some tacky glue. Put it down right in there like that. A little more glue there. My World in OKC in the house. Wondering with Sadie in the house. Crafting Bev in the house. Fiona's in the house. Hey, Fiona Jane. Hope you're feeling well. Band Runner Squad Lit is in the house. Glad to see everybody with me. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's all pull together and make it a wonderful new year. All of you subbing to each other in there. Make sure you stay subbed. Make friends with people. I know I have been lax in really getting around in the live streams. I've tried to hit as many videos as I could the last few days. But being under the weather, I hope y'all understand. I've done what I could. My body demanded some sleep and some rest. Know what Mom knows is in the house. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Shelley. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I understand. That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever it is you're into. I'll tell you what, you need to sub to her. Holy smoke. Know what Mom knows. She is hysterical. I love that girl. Let's see. We're going to put a little more glue down here on the desk so that I can get some other things glued down here. And yeah, smash that like button. Smash it. You want to. Now, let's see. The next thing I think I want to do this, we're going to move that aside a minute because now we're going to add some fabric. Y'all thinking fabric. She's done lost her marbles. Well, hey, glad you found that out now. Because I lost my marbles a long time ago. Now, this is cheesecloth. It's pretty much the same thing as gauze. Maybe a little finer thread to cheesecloth than there is gauze. And I'm just going to take a couple strips of this. My scissors here. We're going to cut a little of this and tear it. And then we're going to color it with some paint. All right, there's a strip of it off of there. And that's way more than I need, but you got to start someplace, don't you? And just take a couple nice little chunks of that. Then we're going to color it. And I believe I would like to color that with some of this alcohol ink. So we're going to put down, try to put down a little alcohol ink there on the disc, and then we're going to add alcohol to it. Just a little splash of alcohol. Try to do a splash without wetting down the whole disc. Now, I'm going to take a craft stick and I'm going to stir that up. This is a metallic, let's say what they call that, bronze color. That alcohol just waters it down. And I'll wipe it off right there on that cheesecloth. Now, I'll probably end up with this all over my fingers, but that's fine. If you ain't making a mess when you're crafting, you ain't crafting. I'll mop it up real good with that cheesecloth. Get it all mopped up there. Let's see how we did. Well, it needs a lot more color to suit me, because I want it to look really, really craggy. So we'll just really put some alcohol ink to it. And we'll add some more alcohol. And we'll do that episode again. I want it to look like it has really been put through the mill. Whatever, this is silicone matte, so whatever ends up on the mat will just mop right up. There, that's looking a lot better for what I want to do with it. So there we have that piece. Now let's look at this piece. Yeah. Metallic showing through that's looking really old and beat up. And we wanted that, so we'll take some paper towel now and clean up the desk. And then we got to dry those. And nice, that just kind of mops up there off the desk. Now, I'm going to lay these out here, and we're going to hit them with a heat gun and dry them up so that we can use them on the project. I could have done this ahead of time, but I wanted you to see the process on what I do. And this is a cobalt heat cannon, basically. I got this at Lowe's. It'll go up by over 400 degrees, I believe. But I've got it sitting right now at 120, which is plenty hot enough for drying something as thin as this. You could use a hairdryer too for a project like this one. It does this in short order. Feel it? It's damp, so we'll hit it just a little bit more. Like it's on a clothesline there. Blowing in the breeze. Won't take much to dry it. All right. Like we about got her there. Let's say Peddler's Medley's in the house. Sherry Miller's in the house. Boss Lady Lexi in the house. Oh my goodness, I'm glad to see everybody in there. Hazel's Reptiles in the house. I hope I haven't missed anybody, but hey, you know, I'm trying to craft here, so if I missed anybody, howdy to you. Happy New Year to you. Hope everything is going smooth wherever you are. Now, I'm going to kind of pull on the edges of these a little bit, fray them out some, get some threads coming off of them. Just distressing the far out of them. And kind of get them placed here. Now this is going to end up in a shadow box when everything's dry and set on it. So they'll kind of be peeking out there around the edges of my picture. And let's lay the picture on there real quick just to see. The picture's going to stand up off of it just a little bit. See, our modeling paste's already dry on there. That's how quick that stuff dries. So that's looking pretty good right there. So we will get some glue and just kind of smear it on the back of that cheesecloth. And then we plunk it down on there. Like so. Now this is Aleene's tacky glue that I'm using. It's nothing special. You can get this most any place they sell glue or fabric glues or any of that sort of thing. This is not a fabric glue per se. It's just Aleene's original tacky glue. We'll be using some E6000 in a little bit on some things here that we want to put some really good hold to, some metal components. Now, I'm going to put a little glue on the corners of my picture, maybe a little bit in the center on the sides of it. And I need a little more glue on my mat. For these kind of projects, I go through quite a bit of glue. But I want to make sure that it's going to stay put when I put it down. You ever had a shadow box and you hang it up on the wall and a few months later the components are falling down into the bottom of the shadow box? Oh, that's aggravating. I don't like that at all. Okay, that's looking good. Now, we've got a whole bunch of little things that we can add to this. And I might even put some more of that paper to it before I'm said and done. But I thought I'd put this one little batch of pearls in there. And to do that, move that out of the way so I can hit this with a little bit of glue here. This dries clear, so, you know, pearls roll around and get it all over them. That's okay because it will dry clear. And there again, I need some paper towels to clean up the mess I made on the palette. Don't want my canvas sticking to my work surface. And to really clean that up, I'll use just a dab of alcohol on there, just a few drops. That'll cut right through that. Bring it right up off of there. Okay, now we got our pearls all gluey. And little design with them over here. Try to. They're tacky. Will they stick? It's going to be the testing portion of this. Maybe, maybe not. Well, they stick to me. They're sticking to the brush and they're sticking to me. They're not sticking to what I want them to stick to. Well, son of a gun. Okay. More than one way to skin a cat. Take a little modeling paste here and stick on the back of them. And stick them down with that. So I know they'll stay with that. More than one way to skin a cat. Where there's a will, there's a way. There they go. That's looking good. Well, there. Now they're going to stay on there. You probably couldn't see what I was doing there, but I put a little modeling paste right there and poked them down in about 4 places. So they're going to stay put. Now, I've got a little of this. This is a little strip of gold lame. This will add a little interest and a little sparkle to the project. It's kind of a steampunky look. And so I'm going to take just a little piece of that and I'm going to fray the edges up on that a little bit. And put a little glue on the back of it. And I'm going to tuck that right back here. And it can stick up a little bit. It can be rough on the texture. And need a little more glue. I'll just put out what I think is going to be a ton of glue, and then ends up I never have enough out. Lulu Love You's in the house. Now, the next component I want to add to this, I've got some gears and I've got some keys. I'll lay a pile of that stuff out over here. Not all of these will go on, but it'll give me something to pick through to find stuff that I want to put on it. And let me see here. For these, I think I want to do the E6000. So we're going to take little spatula here and add some E6000 to the back of this. Because it's metal. Tacky glue does not work very well on metal, so you need something a little stronger. E6000 holds about anything. We just keep adding components until we're happy with it. Put down some gears first. And some keys. You just keep adding. I've got some chain and charms and stuff that I'll add to it too. See how I put them around the edge of it there to distract from the straightness of the picture. Now I could have distressed the edges of the picture too, but I didn't want to do that to it. On your artwork, you do it any way you want to. This will have a nice firm backer board put to it. So, you know, you see it kind of bending and stuff here on my desk because it is just a piece of canvas paper. But once you put the backer board to it, glue it all down good. And then put it in the shadow box. Just like to add a little interest to it. Let's see. Oh, these corners are cool. Got some metal corners. The corners don't have to go right in the corners either. They can just kind of look like they're floating. And this is steampunk, so your imagination can take you anywhere you want to go. someone was asking me a while back why I don't put more of my artwork up on Etsy. That's gonna happen this year. I've got my jewelry and my dream catchers and soap and oil up there on the Etsy store. The URL's in the description of this video if you want to take a look at any of that. But I will be offering some of my artwork on the Etsy site. Now, get a little more glue here. I know I'm not doing this up underneath the camera, but I think y'all know how to apply glue, don't you? Stick that one down right there. Now, we've done around the edge of that, so now we're going to work out from the edge of it a little bit. With some more components. Okay. We don't want anything real heavy around the outside of it because that tends to make the canvas paper kind of flop around when you're trying to mount it to the board and all that. So put some of these lighter weight pieces up in there. And as I said, I've got some chain, and here's a little charm. Let's get a little glue and put on that metal charm. I think I'll just stick that right there. And this chain, well, shoot, don't have enough hands. Let me wipe my palette knife off a little bit here. And I'm going to get a little of this tacky glue for this chain. Just kind of smear it on there. As I said, this tacky glue will glue, or will dry clear. So it's going to show up white when I first put it down here. And that's fine. And it's just going to go in a little glob, like it just fell to the ocean floor. Push it right down into the piece. Okay. I got a couple little pieces here. And that one can go right there. Like little pieces of chain floating in the water. There's a little piece we'll put up there. My goodness, it wants to stick to everything but what it's supposed to stick to. Yeah, get up there. Maybe I got to talk rough to it. Yeah. Slathered in enough glue, I know it's going to stick. There we go. All right. Now, I've got one more piece of chain here, little bitty feller. So that's why you don't throw none of these old jewelry components and stuff out. You hang on to them because you can use them in your mixed media projects, make all kinds of stuff. And let me see what's going on over here at the computer. All sorts of notifications going up. Clear the decks on that. Let's see. Jacqueline Haley's in the house. Deborah Mayo's in the house. Hello, everybody. Boss Lady Lexi. And I think I got you a little bit ago, but I'll say hey to you again. And scroll up. It's me, Brian's in the house. Hey, Brian. Haven't heard from you. Hope all's going well with you. Doing a little mixed media art here tonight. Yeah, looks like Mr. Limpet. Yep, pretty close. Pretty close, ain't it? So that's how it goes. Now, once this is matted, say the mat will come in right around the sides of it here, so you get to see all this texture that I put in around the edges of it. And I chose a lighter color around the edge because the picture is darker. So you didn't, you know, if I put dark colors, like a dark blue or dark green or black or something in there, it would have really made the picture look way darker than it needs to look. The picture's dark enough on its own. And I added some interest around it with the distressed scrapbook paper. Looks like the little advertisements and stuff. And then I put some ribbon in there, and I put some pearls, and I put some chain, and I put some gears and some metal corners and some keys, a little charm. Give it a little interest. I put this cheesecloth in there that I hand dyed with the alcohol ink, made it look all distressed. So that's what mixed media is all about, and this is a steampunk style. There's all kinds of mixed media. I mean, you can do shabby chic, you can do retro, you can do all kinds of different things with the mixed media, but I don't know. I was just kind of in a steampunk style today, so I thought I would try the steampunk here and give you an idea on what it looks like. We can try to adjust the camera some, maybe, sort of, kind of, so you get a little closer view there on what the picture itself looks like in the middle of the artwork that I've done. Little Crafts Creations in the house. Good to see you in there. So this gives you an idea on what I do with mixed media. There's all different kinds of ways to do it. No two pieces ever comes out looking alike. They're ever one different, because you can add all different sorts of things depending upon what your style is that you're messing with. And once that glue is all good and dry there, then I'll get a frame and a mounter board and some stuff to get it all framed up and make it look real pretty. But yeah, I'll put this in a shadow box. That way, you know, there's not going to be any glass or anything poked right up against it. It gives everything a chance to stand out from it. And there you go. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you liked what I did here, because I did that in an hour. It probably took me maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes or so to gather up everything that I put together there on it. And I still have to frame it yet. That'll take a little bit of time, but you know, it gives you an idea. Under 2 hours, you can do the whole thing. So I hope y'all give it a try. There's an awful lot of people that say that they can't do it. Hey, Bet, good to see you in the house. Hope you're enjoying them spools. I whittled her a couple spools, sent them to her for Christmas. Barnyard Chicken in the house. Good to have you in there, my fine feathered friend. Jillian Spielman in the house. Good to have you in there. H-Top Music in the house. Rocky and Derek Show in the house. Hey, everybody, you know, sub up, sub down. Thanks, Rocky and Derek. Appreciate that. Glad you like it. something to add a little bit of interest, something different. You don't see that kind of stuff on the wall very often. I think that'll look kind of pretty hanging up. Who knows, you may see it on my Etsy store when I get it all framed up and ready to go. I'm going to do some more of these tiles like I did on the video earlier today, and I may make a set of them for coasters and put them up. That tin may go up on Etsy too. So, you know, I mean, if there's something in particular that you've seen me made that you really would like to have, let me know. I've done a bunch of wood burning stuff, and the paintings and stuff that I did last week with the alcohol inks and stuff, I'm probably going to do greeting cards out of those. I was looking at those earlier today, and I've got some leather that I'm going to burn, so I've got a lot of projects coming up that I'm going to be working on. Patricia Stubbs in the house. Jacqueline Haley's in the house. Good to have all of you in there this evening. I hope you're enjoying the cold weather, those of you that like it. I'm not a fan, personally. I could certainly do without the cold weather. I was born in the wrong climate, but hey, this is where I've been planted, and this is where I'll be staying. So when it gets this cold, I stay inside. I don't go out. So that is the mess that I have made for today on the live show. I'm giving everybody a chance to sub here before I shut it down. So if you got anybody in there that you need to sub to, get cracking. Put a few of my toys away here while I'm waiting on y'all to do what you need to do. Anybody got any questions for me? I may not have answers, but I'll make something up. My daddy used to say, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. Yep, just staying inside. That's the idea. Lord have mercy. I've seen videos today, people out running around in cold weather. It must not be as cold there as it is here. My dogs didn't even want to go out today. Usually, you know, they'd go and they loaf around the yard and horse around, and you know, you got to call them 3 or 4 times, get them to come in the house. Oh, not today. They went out, did what they needed to do, and they was back at the door saying, hey, turn on the heat. I don't blame them. I feel the same way about it. Thank you, Bet. Yeah, I like that fish too. I thought that was a cool fish. That and the ones that I find at Walmart in the frozen section with says Gorton on the package, those are my favorites. Your wheels don't work in the snow. I understand, Bev. I haven't even been out. I'll tell you what, today is day 12 of me being in. I haven't gone out, tried to start the van, nothing. Hopefully in a couple days. It's supposed to warm up to like 30 degrees, I think, Wednesday. And that might be warm enough to get me to venture out because I need a few things from the store. So I may venture out by Wednesday and see if the van will start. It's never given me any trouble before, except once when the battery needed to be replaced. But hey, you know, that was an easy thing to take care of. But I don't think it's going to give me any trouble this time. Yeah, poor doggies in the cold. You let them out, let them do what they need to do, and be there at the door to let them back in. Don't leave them out there to freeze, poor things. This is hateful weather. Thank you, Jacqueline. Glad you enjoyed that. Bye, Jillian. Glad you could drop in. We'll just jawing a little bit here. Band Runner Squad says it looks beautiful. Thank you very much. Gonna be 9 in Virginia tomorrow. Wow. That's a heat wave. enjoy it, because I don't think it's going to get that warm here. I believe the last time I looked at the weather, they were saying it might get to 0 tomorrow, but that didn't include wind chill. So wind chill will be below 0 here tomorrow. But then on Wednesday, we're supposed to get a heat wave and go all the way up to 30 degrees. Holy smoke. We won't not act. There'll be people running around in bikinis. I won't be one of them, but I guarantee there'll be crazy people out there, shorts and acting like they think it's summertime. I mean, if there ain't no wind chill with that 30-degree weather, it will feel like a heat wave, because, you know, with 25 below, that's like a 50-degree temperature change, 50, 55 degrees. Just cleaning off my desk in case you're wondering, what is she doing? I'm cleaning the palette off, getting all the molding paste off my palette. I like to use that for all different kinds of things, so we'll just scrape that molding paste off of there, and it'll be ready to use on another day for another project. You should try to keep your tools as clean as you can when you're doing art projects, or, well, whatever you're doing, whatever kind of projects you got going, mechanics or wood projects. Or, I'm going to try, besides putting more of my artwork up on the Etsy store, I'm going to try to do some more videos this year for you, show you other things that I do. I sculpt. Nobody's seen any of my sculpting stuff yet. I do a lot of weaving. It's hard to do videos with knitting unless you're just doing a video and then you pause it and move on with the project and then do more of the video, and all that, because nobody wants, it's like watching paint dry. Who wants to sit around and watch somebody knit for hours on end? So I don't know whether I'll be doing too much in the knitting realm or not. And even with the weaving, I'm going to introduce you to the looms and show you a little bit about what they can do, but I don't know that I'll be doing a whole lot of weaving on videos. I'll do some, maybe. Everybody's subbing up and subbing down. Good to hear it. Okay, got that pretty cleaned off. I think I can hit that with a little water and a scrubby and have the rest of that off there. Grab a bunch of my tools up, take it to the sink. If you got outside critters like barnyard critters, be sure that you have them bedded real well. I used to live on a farm, and I found that the best way for any of you homesteaders that happens to be in there that has few critters, chickens or whatever, I always put a layer about 3 inches deep of shavings down on the floor. And then I put a good thick layer of straw, like 8 to 12 inches deep of fluffy straw on top of that. That the wood shavings gave a nice barrier between the floor and the straw. The shavings would soak up the moisture, and the straw gave them a nice dry place to lay down, so they could hunker down in that straw and stay nice and warm. And they make all kinds of heated waterers that you can put in. You need, of course, source to electricity for most of it. Sometimes you can get solar ones, but even there you have to have sunlight in order to keep those working properly. But all sorts of electric waterers to keep the water from freezing for your animals so that they get a drink, because they will dehydrate in cold weather if they can't get a drink. So make sure you keep the critters taken care of. When I was on the farm, that was a religious thing for me, keeping those animals taken care of. One year, I was out taking care of the animals, and I got a horrible case of frostbite. But the animals were taken care of. See, Bev wants to know, hey, can someone tell me what my sub count is because I can't see it on my phone? Well, hang on, Bev. I can probably do that for you. Let's see. Bev's sub count, it doesn't show on your page, honey. You've got it hidden. So you will need to go to your settings on your YouTube channel and make sure you don't have that set to private, because we can't see it either. If I could have seen it, I'd have told you. Finding Hope's out there. Good to have you in the house. I've just done this steampunk canvas project and got it sitting here, all the glue drying on it and everything. Now it'll be dry sometime overnight. Tomorrow I can put the backer board to it, and then I'll get a mat and a shadow box when I go to town. When I say go to town, I live in town, but my town doesn't have the stores that sell the kind of stuff I need for these kind of projects. So when I get to the big town that has shadow boxes and stuff, I'll pick one up and get this done properly. I'm figuring probably in another, I don't know, week or so, I'll be heading that direction and can go pick up what I need. But I think that'll be real pretty, putting a shadow box and nice mat board added to it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Finding Hope. Yeah, I like steampunk stuff. I'm kind of partial to it. Kind of fits in, I don't know, my eclectic nature, I suppose. You go and look at some of my early videos when I did the journal, you'll find out that I'm into Alice in Wonderland and imagination stuff. My living room is an Alice in Wonderland room. That's one thing I enjoy about living alone. I can decorate any way I want to. So the only person I have to please is me. Yeah, I understand that, Bev. I don't know nothing about using a phone with YouTube or anything else for that matter. I've just got a little basic flip phone that makes telephone calls and takes pictures. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you there, but you can do it on a computer for sure. What's up, Sky? As far as I know, Joy. Unless they've changed something. I've been sick lately. They may have changed everything while I've been sick. I'm not, well, I went out to get the mail on Saturday, which, you know, just a few feet outside my door. That's the last time I stuck my nose out of here. And I won't do it again until tomorrow afternoon when I go to get the mail again. I'm gonna stay in where it's warm. I did. You talking to me, Judy? Judy, I've been sick, honey. So I'll have to write that down and get in touch with you. Lord, I've been so sick that a doctor couldn't help me. I started out with a bleeding strep throat, and then it went to bronchitis, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just bring your channel up right now so that I can drop you a message when I get off of here and get in touch with you. Oh, Crafty Joy won. Well, Crafty Joy, let me be the first to congratulate you. You won Judy Evans Parker's drawing. You need to get in touch with her so that you can claim your prize. Because Judy said that if you don't claim it, she's going to give it to me. You like the way I work that, Judy? I don't even know what it is. I'll take it. Lord, I might have won the Publishers Clearinghouse lottery the last 2 weeks for all I know. I've been so sick. I'm still barking like a dog. My dogs look at me and tell me to shut up. My poor little dogs, I swear, I got 3 of them. One thinks its name's Shut Up. Another one thinks its name's Jesus Christ. The other one thinks its name's Damn It. Oh, honey, you didn't move far enough south. You just moved to Virginia. You moved lateral. You need to go south, honey. And even the people down south are complaining. I was watching a lady in Alabama a while ago for the show. She was making cornbread on a wood stove and said that she was practicing her homesteading skills because it's so cold down there. They was afraid that the power was going to go out, and so she wanted to make sure that she knew how to make cornbread on the wood stoves. You'd be able to at least have something to eat if they lose power. And I mean, Alabama, they calling it cold, and it was like a heat wave compared to what it is here. So yeah, you just kind of moved lateral. You didn't move far enough south. One in here from Florida a while ago said it's going to be down in the 30s. They're trying to freeze the oranges up. We can just hope that this is going to be fairly short-lived, although I don't know. I was looking at the weather.com a while ago for the 10-day forecast, and actually it went 15 days, but it doesn't show it getting above freezing here where I'm at in Indiana for the next 15 days. I would like for it to get above freezing, just above freezing. I mean, get in the 30s, because it's winter. I'll accept that it's winter time. Getting it the upper 30s, that's fine. And then it can warm up. Judy, have you heard of Portland, Indiana? I'm about an hour south of Fort Wayne and an hour north of Richmond, right up pretty close to the Ohio line. Texas, 26 degrees. Wow. So now I've been to Texas one time, but it was in July, and that was as close to hell as I ever want to get. I thought I was going to catch fire. I was going to show them what spontaneous combustion was all about. Okay, you've heard of Portland. Well, that's where I'm at. I'm in Portland, downtown. I'm glad that you was able to stop in. Yeah, I'm going to fight this thing. There was a few days there where I thought, Lord, this is the end of me. They're going to find me in here mummified eventually. But, I felt today like, I might actually pull through this. I was really worried that it was going to turn into pneumonia. It was kind of borderline, but it looks like I'm going to be able to beat it. Yeah, I do get hot in Texas, Susan. Wow. I've never been to Texas before, and I ain't been back since. That was hot. Oh, I think some of you heard me tell that story. If you didn't, in the description of this video is my other channel where I've told stories on there, and every one of them's true. And there's one about when I went to Texas on there. And, you'll have to pull that up and listen to that sometime you want to get a good laugh. Texas in July on a whim in a checker limo station wagon that was ancient with no air conditioning. When I was young and stupid. Nobody will pull that on me again. I've always been game for about anything, I'll try anything pretty much. Used to, I would try anything once, but now I'm a little older, a little wiser, and I'll draw the line, you know. But I'm game for some things. I'm inquisitive nature, and I get involved in a lot of things that I shouldn't get involved in, and I pay the price for it every doggone time, and I kick myself, and I say, hey, you're too old for this. You should know better than this. Finding Hope is going to go. Well, good to see you in there, Hope. You have a good evening. Yes, please do. I appreciate that. Don't want to backslide on this and end up with pneumonia. That's for sure. I'm going to grant it for a couple more days here. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to see. It's just a video where I talk and I tell these stories about stuff that's happened to me. Every doggone one of them is true, goofy things that I've done in my life. And every once in a while, I think of another one I could put up there, but I don't happen to get them up. I'll get back at that one of these days and add some more to it. But there's a mess of them on there. And I put some ginger snaps in there too. You know, I'm a redhead, and so every once in a while with snap, people like to call us ginger because of the red hair. So I thought ginger snaps was a good title for it. But every once in a while, you know, you get a pet peeve and you just have to go off on it. Now I've got one of those I need to put up too, and it is about YouTube. It's not drama really. It's just a pet peeve that I've got, and I don't understand how in the world. And I'll give you a kind of a preview on it. It is on people that do videos from bed, live feed videos from bed. That's a pet peeve of mine. And so I'll do a ginger snap on that. My goodness, that's just too much information for me, you know. I think you can kind of all see where, you know, that pet peeve is going to go. So stay tuned, but I'll put something up there on that channel. You might want to sub to it and ring the bell, and that way when I do something, you know, you'll get an alert on it and be able to enjoy it right along with me. Ain't you seen none of them, Bet or Susan, when they are doing live stream videos and they're in bed? You know, they got the covers up, pulled up over them, and they're just talking, laying there with the head on the pillow. Lord have mercy. Yes, I'm serious. And it's not just one or two people. There's been a whole slew of them that do this. Yeah. Brute 00 in the house. Good to see you in there. It's a bad feeling when you say, I don't know if I'll make it. Yeah. I've had several days like that lately. No, you missed them. Well, I'll tell you what. I will start sending them to you. If I have to see it, you need to see it too. Every time I come across one, I will just pull the URL and send it to you, and you can take a look at it too. That's Lord, I don't know what people are thinking. Now I realize it may be cold. Maybe they can't afford heat in their house. Put on some clothes and sit up on a piece of furniture and talk to me. You don't need to talk to me when you're laying there in a bed. My goodness. Makes me want to pluck my eyeballs out. What has been seen cannot be unseen. The first several times that I was saying this on different people's videos, I'm thinking, is this a trend? You know, what's going on with this? You know, and I watched for a little bit, kind of curious as what, and they're just sitting there talking to people, you know, like I'm talking to you now. They're just talking to people in the chat room. One guy, I can't make this up, one guy had got out of the shower. Now, that's all you could see was from the, I don't know, like right over his belly up, you know, he's talking. I had to assume he at least had a towel on. And I'm like, seriously, you have to live stream that badly that you can't at least get dressed first? He's still dripping wet. Yeah, it was a sight. It was. Lord. I'm thinking, did your mama know? I was waiting for mama to bust through the door any moment and start cutting him with a switch. He was a grown man, but Lord, I'll tell you what, if I'd been his mother, I'd have been hurting him. I would look at that as a direct reflection on how I brought him up. So, you know, those are just a couple of my pet peeves. Exactly. There you go, Judy. There you go. That goes on YouTube. I mean, and it's not like they were, you know, was doing anything naughty on there, for lack of any better ways that I could phrase this politely on YouTube. It's just that, who does that? I mean, it's like wearing your jammies to the grocery store. Put some clothes on. Oh my goodness gracious. That one I missed, Barnyard. I did not say that. Well, you can have music in the background as long as it is not a copyright thing. I'm subscribed to a couple channels where they make up beats and things that you can play in the backgrounds of your videos, and you can play that stuff because it's not copyrighted. Tech, that's TEKNETTEK Beats is one of them, and hashtag free, what is it? Hashtag free copyright, or free music, is it called? I don't know. If you send me a message, I'll look them up for you. But there's at least two that I've subbed to where you can play music in the background on your videos as long as you use their stuff, because it is not copywritten, and you're supposed to use the URL for that video in the description of your video so that people know where you got the stuff from. Yeah. Yeah, you know, wear PJs and house shoes to the grocery store. Put some clothes on, Lord. The worst I've ever done is I have worn my house slippers to the drive-through up the street, which is like 2 blocks from my house. You know, I don't put no shoes on. I've just got my house slippers on. I'm in the vehicle. Nobody can see my feet. And I just go up to the drive-through and pick me up something up there and come back home. And that's summertime. Okay. So, you know, I figure, well, that's as good as flip-flops, right? Probably better, safer to drive. But that's the worst I've ever done. I don't wear my house slippers to the grocery store. Pajamas. Put some clothes on. I mean, I could just hear my mother now if she'd said, hey, we're going to the store. Well, see, when I was a kid, you had to dress up to go to town. You know, I mean, it wasn't quite as nice as your Sunday clothes, but it was your nice stuff. You're going to town. You're a reflection on mama. So you better be cleaned up and have some decent clothes on. You don't wear the stuff that you wear out gardening or to the barn or, you know, for work. You put on some decent, clean clothes to go to the store. Boy, now they don't care what they wear, if they wear anything. I've seen the people at Walmart videos and such, Judy, so I know what you're talking about. The Walmartians. Ghost Crow's in the house. Good to have you with us, honey. I hope this finds you well. I'm doing some better. Still kind of fighting it, but I'm doing better. I'm well enough to be able to die now, which was questionable there for a few days, but I still got some congestion and stuff that I'm fighting with, but it's better today than it has been. I felt like I might have a tad of energy today for a change. Yep. You sub me up if you haven't subbed. Hit the bell. Smash it. Smash it. We've been doing a little artwork here. Pull this up so that I can take a look at it. There, that's what I've got on my desk. I did some artwork here. It's a mixed media canvas and steampunk style. So you can see what I've been up to. There's a lot of people that won't go into Walmart. Now, I go in there. They have some pretty good sales on stuff once in a while. And it is the only grocery store in my town. If you want to go, hit any other grocery stores, you have to go into Muncie. And so I just tend to shop in the Walmart for my groceries. But, out here where I'm at, this is kind of, I guess you call it Amish territory. I mean, it's nothing to sit here and hear the clippity clop of the hooves going down the street. And I live downtown. They have the buggies and the horses and stuff here. So, it doesn't tend to get as wild here as what it gets in the cities. You come to Portland for the tractor show, honey, this whole town is a tractor show for that deal. Wow. Yeah. August every year. My first year living here, August rolled around and all of a sudden I started seeing these tents go up in everybody's yards. Now I knew they had a tractor show up the fairground, but I didn't realize that the whole doggone town gets involved in that tractor show. Oh my goodness. You never seen anything like it in your life. Almost every yard in this town has a yard sale, garage sale, porch sale, something going on. And they have golf cart rentals, and people rent golf carts and drive up and down the streets and go from sale to sale, and they'll park on the sidewalks and drive up in your yard. And it starts on Wednesday and it runs through Saturday. By Saturday, most of them are starting to kind of pull out, and by Sunday it's pretty much over. But wow, yeah, it is an extravaganza. It's bigger than the fair. A lot of people come to town for that. Oh, well, bless your heart, Ghost Crow. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you want somebody in your corner, somebody that'll pull for you, somebody that cares about people, you need to sign up there, sub to Ghost Crow Gamer. This guy's got a heart of gold. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that about too many people. So that's heartfelt right there. He is one exceptional human being. Well, yeah, they have the small one in the spring, which is more of an engine thing. The big deal is in August. Blaziken 219 in the house. If everybody's seen the banner on my channel, Blaziken is the one that made my banner. If you need banners made for your channels, talk to Blaziken. Crafting Bev has 98 subs. Well, you don't know how to change the settings. You'll have to go into the YouTube on a computer and figure out how to change the settings there so that you don't have it hidden. Bev, I don't even know how to tell you to do that. You might even be able to type it into your YouTube search engine, how to change your settings on YouTube, and there's probably videos on it. tell you how to do it. You're probably going to hit 100 before this show's over. She only needs 2 more. Anybody that's not subbed to Craftin' Bev, get over there and sub her up. Crafty Joy sub to you, Ghost. Yeah, I think that a lot of people just save their money up, you know, instead of vacations. They do the tractor show so that they can go to all the garage sales and stuff. Okay, Bev, that you got at least 1 more. Boy, I love you guys. I love my newfound YouTube family. I had to do a little house cleaning the last couple of weeks of 2017. Too much drama and foolishness going on. And so some things had to change up, but I think we're on the right track now. Bigger and better projects coming up this year. Lots of fun things. I'll be doing more mixed media and more painting and more weaving and sculpting and wood burning. I was happy to see there's a lot of people that's gone and got them wood burners now. I'm going to try it out. And there's some folks that's interested in the engraving tool that I use that may be getting one of them. And so I'm glad to see that the creative juices are flowing. And there's been people tell me that they can't draw. I did a stick figure thing the other day. It was comical in a way, but in another way, there's folks that don't think they can draw. You can draw. If you can hold a pencil to a piece of paper, you can draw. Well, it takes practice. It takes practice, Zoom. All you got to do is just practice. You know, there was none of us came out of the womb knowing how to do it. We all had to practice to learn how to do things. And it's the same way with art. There's a lady told me the other day that the only thing that she could draw was an elephant's behind. And I mean, that sounds funny, but hey, if that's all you can draw, you draw the best elephant's behind that you can draw. And you keep practicing and you keep adding to it. And before you know it, you'll be drawing all kinds of things. Now, it might not be anything but a bunch of animals behinds, but make a cartoon out of it. I mean, just, you know, whatever it is that you can do, excel at it. Just make up your mind to do the very best job at whatever it is that you can do that you can. Well, there you go, a potato with a stick. With stick legs, a horse. Yeah, there you go. I mean, basically, that's all it is. I mean, holy smoke. I don't know. Have I got any paper around here? I cleaned a bunch of stuff up a while ago, and I think I hauled my paper off. Let's see what I've got here. I know I've got a pencil, but sometimes you need something to write on. And let me grab a piece of paper over here. And there wouldn't be one real close. Hang on, I'll be right back. Just step around the corner. All right, here it comes. So here's this thing I was drawing the other day when I did that video. You can talk about a horse. Okay, you draw, there's your horse's body. And off of that body is going to come his head. And basically, all it is 2 ovals. And you're going to give him a mane. Right there. And he has an ear that pokes up there. Little forelock. Horses have eyeballs. You give him an eyeball. Has a mouth. Has a nose. Has a tail. Get him up here so you can see what I'm doing. You give him a fluffy tail. See, I'm not trying to draw something that's going to go in the Smithsonian. I'm drawing a horse. Now, we're going to give him some legs. And horses have hooves, so we'll put him hoof down there. He has another leg coming out here. And he has a leg here. And he has a leg here. See, as long as it resembles a horse, when you're done with it, that's what you're after. It doesn't have to be a fancy horse. It doesn't have to be a Rembrandt. It just has to resemble a horse. Now, you can keep working with that and give it a little more shape, a little more refinement. You can look at pictures of horses. You start adding in muscular structure and all that. You know, maybe you don't want to give him a rounded back here. Maybe you want to give him. You ever seen an old horse out in the field? I got a sway back to them. See, it's more of a hot dog shape right there. And they get sway back from heavy people riding them. All right, maybe we want to put a saddle on that horse. A saddle with some stirrups. Maybe we want to put a bridle on this horse. And a bridle, you got a bit that goes in their mouth, goes over the head, goes over the neck, and then you got some reins set up there. And this is a saddle horn right there on top of that saddle. So you just start adding some pieces to it. That's all there is. Yeah, jelly bean shape, sure. Gonna make it complicated. Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. You like my snowman over here? This is my favorite snowman in the whole world because I hate winter. Knocked his head off. Turned it into a work of art. Yeah. Pinto bean with stick legs. There you go. I mean, but you can tell it's a horse. You know, if you was making a cartoon, that would be good enough for a cartoon. You could cut that out and put it on a card and send it to somebody. People tell me, oh, I can't do greeting cards. Yes, you can. You just think you can't. You are your own worst critic. Stop it. Whatever it is that you create is creation. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, Ghost. Because I don't like winter. Just in case I never said that before. There you go. But yeah, you know, there's all sorts of things that you can draw with stick figures. And I mean, all of them on there, you can tell what they are. You know, this is the one I drew where he says, I got your back. Somebody told me that recently, that they had my back, and I thought they meant that they was there to protect me, but actually that's what they meant. It was the stick figure, I got your back. So, you know, when somebody says something to you, don't just take it at face value. Make them clarify. Because if I'd understood at the time that's what they meant, it would have been a whole different story that went down. We got one here doing the waves. We got somebody running. We got one here that's holding the door shut. Horrible food. Well, hey, you know, I used to be able to cook really good, but then I got out of practice. And now I make charcoal. You can ask the fire department. I'm good with charcoal. But yeah, I drew a dog up here and a cat, you know. I mean, it's all it has to do is basically resemble what it is that you're going after, because any drawing or painting or anything is all it is the impression of whatever it is you're trying to create. I mean, if you break this one down right here, here's a dot, here's a squiggle, a smaller squiggle, and an even smaller squiggle, and yet it resembles somebody that's running. And that's all artwork is. It has to resemble whatever it is you're trying to create. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm trying to create until it's done. And after I've created it, then I see that, oh, well, okay, that's what that's supposed to be. I mean, it was just something that I needed to get out there, and then I see it, oh, okay, I understand. I see what you wanted to be now. Yeah, mixed media is very freeing because you put it together. Went up to the craft studio this afternoon and gathered up a bunch of pieces that I thought that would look good. I knew I needed the canvas paper, and I knew that I needed the molding paste, and I knew that I needed to add some color to it. So I got some of these pigments out, and I knew I'd need a palette knife, and I knew I'd need paste and E6000. And then I just went through my little components, and the fabric and the pearls and chain and stuff that I had, and just picked out a few pieces that I thought would look good on this. And I've got a piece of scrapbook paper and some ink so that I could distress the edges on that, and that's what we've ended up with. Now, once that's matted and framed, that'll look real pretty on the wall. I could always come in with some paint around the edges on that if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to, because once it's matted, you know, the mat's going to come in here real close on the edges. There's not that much of the white that's going to show, and I don't know that I'd want to darken it up any by putting any color paint to that white canvas. I think it looks good as it is. So, you know, there you go. Mary Hill in the house. Minus 32. Oh my goodness gracious. Did we all move to the North Pole? I'm not sure what color mat that I'm going to put on it. It will probably be maybe a teal or like a really light blue, because I'm thinking that I want to pull lighter colors here in the picture to make those pop out, because there's not a whole lot of them on there. See, whatever these lighter colors are, you got some light that's coming down here in the picture, and maybe pull some of that. So it'll probably be like a teal or a really light teal color. And then I'll see how that looks on it and see what color I want to paint the frame, because it'll be a wooden frame. I could go with a metal frame on it, but usually they don't make shadow boxes in metal frames, or at least I haven't seen any. So I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be wooden. I could do a wooden frame in a bronze. That would look nice. So, hey, all I can tell you is it's onward and upward for 2018. Let's try to make this the best year ever. And something else I wanted to mention, I know there's artists that watch my show. If you want to do collaborations, I've already been approached for one collaboration this year. If anybody wants to do collaborations with me, I'm up for that. Hey, I love a challenge. You know, we'll see what we can do with something. So, you know, just let me know what you want to do. Yeah, paint the wood. I'm thinking, you know, paint it in a bronze color, metallic-y bronze. But yeah, we can. Yeah, I think she made a mistake with that one. Susan, what are you doing? They're allowed to compliment me on my work, Susan. Are you nipping the bottle a little bit, Susan? What's going on, girl? Yeah, looks like, don't it? No, that's not Nightbot. That's Susan. I know Susan. Susan don't usually go off like that. Oh, she dropped the phone. Okay, that explains a lot. All right. Yeah, you're timing people out, Susan. Cut it out. Yep, she's nipping, nipping and dropping the phone. Susan, set the phone down and walk away, honey. Hey, Sonia, good to see you out there. We're just ringing in the new year. Yep, did that myself. That's actually the picture here is one that I printed out, but the artwork all around it is my work. It's a steampunk mixed media piece, and I've got it all ready now, letting the glue dry up on it, and then it's going to be ready to put the backer board on and matte, and I'm going to frame it in a shadow box. No, I don't use Nightbot here, Zoom. I took a look at it once. I don't like it. I'm technically challenged, and it is very difficult for somebody like me to get that programmed correctly. So that's, you know, I'm old school. Turn a potato with legs into a potato with legs with a jelly bean back. Now you should be able to do that without a whole lot of trouble. I mean, you know, it's just erasing the line and then putting a dip in the line. I mean, holy smoke. You know. And then you draw another little line, little scallop underneath it. You got a saddle. And then you put a line with a triangle underneath it, and that's your stirrup. I mean, you know, this is not rocket science. Stop making it so hard. This ain't difficult. I got this little feller up here that I drew. Here's your sign. Dropping your phone makes you technically challenged. Yep, that's the truth. And thanks for the compliments, ladies. I appreciate that. Oh, you guys are great. I'll tell you what. Well, I have just killed an hour of time. Oh, you love the smell of dragon's blood, do you, pagan Celtic Viking? Yes, dragon's blood is a wonderful one. And another one that I really like is the witch's brew, too. That's a good one. Thank you, Zoom. I appreciate that. Yeah, without all you folks, my channel would not be a success at all. So I appreciate all of y'all and everything you do. Yeah, dragon's blood, it's a fragrance oil, and it's got some you know, you would ask me that. Here I am with a cold, my head clogged up, and I can't even think. Got a little eucalyptus in it. It's got some patchouli in it, some cedar, and there's a couple other things that it's got in there as well. But yeah, it's a real pretty scent. Want a puff of the magic dragon's blood? Me too. Then I wouldn't care that I'm sick. That would be great. Oh, well, listen, y'all, looks like everybody's pretty much subbed up and subbed down. We've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. And, you know, if you want to take a look at my Etsy store, feel free. The URL's in the description of the video there for your convenience. Take a look at my other channel if you want to hear some stories of stuff that I've been through, give you a laugh here and there. And I'm going to try to bring you a video every day. I may miss a day or two here and there, but I'm going to try my level best to give you a video every day so that you can be crafty. So with that being said, I will just say Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda. Bye, y'all.